Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Cali Luis podcast. This is going to be episode number two. If I'm starting this podcast, like I said, I've been doing it on Spotify for pretty much started last year. So a lot of people were asking, Luis, when are you going to bring it to YouTube? So here I am, bringing it live to my channel. If you guys don't know who it is, your first time here, my name is Cali Luis, as you can see. So I'm here to pretty much share my thoughts on reselling questions I get all the time, and sometimes people ask me different questions, which could be about packing, sourcing, tackling your death pile, plus many, many more. So, in this episode, we're going to talk about sourcing. Yes, sourcing is very important to your reselling. Of course, a lot of people, I know there's a lot of people that have touched base on this. And like I said, everyone has their own twist to it. I'm just going to share a little bit of my experience. Like I said, I just got off on a great weekend. I actually hit up the Burbank Car Show this past Friday here in my city in Ontario, California, and I got to meet up with Kerry, American Arbitrage. Great guy, very knowledgeable. Definitely, it was great hanging out with him and kind of soaking up some knowledge on what he looks for in sports cars. And like I said, he's very knowledgeable, and it's always great to meet another fellow reseller that has the passion of what he does and loves doing what he does. So shout outs to Kerry and of course to his wife Dawn, Lady Arbitrage as well. It's definitely a pleasure meeting both of them. And of course, I also got to meet my primo, sunny Las Vegas as well. So it's definitely great to hang out with everyone. So, and on Saturday, we all hit up FleetCon. I myself set up to sell at FleetCon, and so did American Arbitrage, Lady Arbitrage, and of course, sunny Las Vegas. And my bro, Yo Dig This as well. Shout outs to Charlie, FleetCon, for putting this together. Thank you so much. It was a great event, and can't wait till the next one. So definitely, if you guys haven't been to any of the FleetCons here in California, make sure you follow FleetCon Charlie on Instagram, YouTube. He also has some great content, and make sure you look out for the flyer for the next one. Don't miss out. We always have a great time. There's a lot of great vendors, so definitely was pretty cool. So that was kind of like how my weekend kind of went in a wrap, and Valentine's Day was just yesterday. Uh, like I said, not really celebrate Valentine's, so we keep it going. We don't let there's no time off, no holidays for us, and no special stuff like that. So us resellers, we just got to keep it moving. So let's jump into this episode and share some knowledge to you for you guys. So the last episode we talked about listing, getting motivated to list your death pile. Always important. Like I mentioned, I'll recap a little bit, but try to do start off with 5 listings, start off with 10 listings, get into a groove of listing every day. Doesn't matter if it's a few, it's 10, and then up, up your listing game, and just keep listing and listing until you get into the habit of doing it on a daily basis. And like that, you will get some more sales and you get the cha-chings all the time as well. So sorry, guys, for the noise. You hear a helicopter going over my house right now because I do live close to the airport. So sorry about that. But anyhow, make sure it's not just go out there and source and death pile your house. And then you're looking at it like, oh man, got so much to do. But tackle it, man. Tackle it. Get a little bit going here and there. Do 5 in the morning, do 5 in the afternoon. But you got to remember, I run this as a business. So I'm not just like, okay, once my business, I'll list when I want to. Try to make a schedule that'll help you be more organized with your listings and help you move out all that product you have so you make room for some new product for you to bring in, and just keep your product rolling. It's just like a circle. You bring in the product, you push out the product, you bring it in, you bring it out. So always keep that in mind. But anyhow, I know I'm just blah 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 blah. You guys are thinking like, damn, Luis, that was just the last episode. But yeah, just a little recap. But well, yeah, before I get into it, also want to make shout out to Threads Custom Embroidery for doing my cool hats. I definitely do have these in stock. The link will be in the description of this video if you guys are interested in purchasing a hat. Showing some support. They are in stock. These are black hats. These are embroidered. And I know on this past weekend, a couple of you guys did pick some up, and I did give some out as well. Thank you guys for the love and support. And like I said, it's a great way to support what I do, and I do appreciate all the love and support as always. So, all right, enough of me blabbling and blabbing. Let's get into it and sit back, relax. Like I said, grab yourself some agua, water. You got coffee, whatever you got, and let's rock and roll. Me personally, I love the number one place for me to source are yard sales. I know that I did a video about a week ago about yard sales. I did find some cool stuff. And like I said, yard sales are always a great place to source, especially if you could get some great deals. And always remember when you go to yard sales, try to make a bundle. Or if you're going to find one thing, put it aside, find another thing, put it aside. If you don't have time to look it up, just put it aside for now. Put it aside and just let it accumulate. And then after, when you're done, you can just ask the person selling, hey, how much would you do for all this? You always get a better deal when you bundle. So always keep that in mind for the yard sales. So that's always been my go-to. And of course, flea markets. You can never go wrong with flea markets. You can always find some great items, some great inventory at flea markets. So definitely, I don't know how it is in other parts of the country, but here in California, flea markets are really big. Uh, we're in February right now, and there is some going on right now, but they'll get into full swing once March hits. They'll start having the night swap meets and all that good stuff, and that's when all the awesome sourcing starts happening. So that's another way, a great way to source inventory if you're kind of looking for inventory and trying to build up, you know, your eBay or your Macari offer up, or if you're selling at whatnot, even the bins, the Goodwill, I was gonna say the Goodwill bins, great place to source, especially for you're paying by the pound. You're pretty much paying 20 cents to 10 cents, depending on how much stuff you're taking. Great way to source, find some great stuff for eBay, or also for if you're doing whatnot. Great way to have some inventory to get rid of and to kind of push out and sell. So any bins area by your place, which is if there's Goodwill, even the Amazon bins. I've been to the Amazon bins. They just opened one here in my city not so long ago. Another reseller by the name of Hustle Cute. What up, Cute? Told me about this one close to my house, and I actually came across another one about a week or two ago, and I just hit that one up, and I scored pretty good on some vinyl. So definitely, if there's Amazon bins by your area, make sure you go because I know they have different days where it'll be $2 days, $3 days, $5 days, and then dollar days. So I just happened to find it on the dollar days, so it was a pretty good score for me finding that vinyl. And so definitely don't feel like there is nowhere for you to source. You just gotta look around. You gotta think, okay, thrift stores. Okay, I already went to the thrift stores. I didn't find anything. Where else can I source? That's where a lot of people get stuck. And talking about sourcing, and I just had another question recently. Somebody messaged me on Instagram asking me about Amazon pallets. Well, me personally, I don't buy Amazon pallets. Some people have had great success with Amazon pallets, and some have had a nightmare with them. I can't sit here and say they're not good for you to source because I personally have not done it. I know it's a hit and miss with some of the inventory, but if you have a way to move all that inventory out, man, then I'm all for it. Me personally, if I will buy an Amazon pallet, I will get whatever I could list, and anything else that it's not so good for listing and all that, I'll try to get rid of it or sell it to somebody that sells at the flea markets, or yourself set up at the flea markets and just move the inventory out. That's just my opinion. There is a couple of people that do that where they'll just pick certain stuff for them to list on eBay or Mercari or Amazon, and then whatever they can or stuff that's already opened and it's still in good condition, they'll rather just go ahead and take it to the flea market and just blow it out. So definitely, that's another way you can go. sourcing wise. Private deals. I always do private picks. People ask me, Luis, what I know you've spoken about private picks. What are private picks? I've been reselling for many years. You build relationships with other people. You meet people, other people, sometimes by word of mouth or people seeing what you're doing. So you always have business cards. I have my business cards. I give them out. My number one thing is never be afraid to let people know what you do. There's certain resellers that don't like to say that they resell because they feel like, oh, they're going to make fun of me or they're going to talk trash. Whatever the reason is, don't be afraid to let people know what you do because you never know how many doors you're not opening because you're not letting people know what you do. Me personally, on my neighborhood, everybody knows what I do. I always get free inventory from neighbors. Sometimes it could be, electronics, sometimes it's furniture. All the bigger stuff, I'll push it out. I'll sell it on OfferUp. I mean, I've gotten refrigerators, I've gotten dining room sets, a washer and dryer. I mean, you name it, I've sold it. You know, don't be afraid. Sometimes your neighbors just don't want to deal with it. So they'll just bring it to me and ask me, hey, I got this. Are you interested? I go check it out. If it's a good condition, sure. I'll bring it to my house, take some pictures, put it up on OfferUp, and sometimes they sell the same day. So don't be afraid, like I said, to let people know what you do because it does open a lot of doors of opportunity for you to find different stuff to source. So that's just been my motto. And I always tell people the same thing. Some people have used that and they say, hey, Luis, now that I'm letting people know what I do, it's like I just did a private pick and I scored big. And I'm like, that's awesome. And that's what it's all about. I'm not one to keep information from anybody because the way I see it, there is enough money for all of us to make out there. Everybody does it differently. I'm not gonna say, "Oh yeah, this is the right way to do it," because no, everyone has a different way of doing their thing, just like I do, and just like the other sellers that I know as well. So, just the important thing is just to always go out there and try to find inventory at the cheapest price possible, so you can make a bigger ROI, which is a return on investment. Some people ask me, Luis, what is ROI? Return on investment. So definitely always keep that in mind. Buy low, sell high. That's another method that a lot of people use too. So just like it doesn't matter what it is, just always make sure if you're going to get into something, make sure there's going to be profit for you to make. Or, you don't want to get into the reselling, breaking even, which it does happen sometimes. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say it doesn't happen. Sometimes it does happen. Sometimes you take a gamble on something, you think you're going to make, double your money, and sometimes you end up breaking even. It does happen. So don't think that everyone's always hitting home runs and everyone's always scoring big on their stuff. Yeah, we do make good sales. And yes, we always do find some great stuff. But there's also that downfall where sometimes you sell stuff where you break even, and sometimes you don't even sell the stuff, and then you have to find a different way to get rid of that stuff. So, like I said, it's not going to be all home runs. Like I always tell people, don't get into the reselling game thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna make $1,000 the first week. Yeah, you might get lucky if you have the right product, and you see sometimes you do get lucky, but don't expect it to be that way all the time. It does happen, and if you put in the dedication and you put in the work, then of course you can make it happen. That's just the reality of it. So always keep that in mind. Always come in with the okay, let's whatever work I put in, I'm gonna get out of it. I'm a strong believer of that, and I always tell people that. So that's just my 2 cents on that. And let's see what else. A couple other questions I got as well. I always get questions all the time on my Instagram. Other people ask me, Luis, what do you think about the eBay? What they're doing, and they're changing this and changing that. I mean, it with change, you just have to learn how to adapt. People say, oh, how do you do so well on Macari? I can't sell nothing on Macari. I don't know. It's just it just works that way. Some people I do a lot better on Mercari than I do on eBay. And people always think like, "Wow, seriously? I thought you would be killing it on eBay." I'll do sales on eBay, don't get me wrong, but my main one has always been Macari, and I've been killing it on OfferUp as well. So people always ask, "Damn, Luis, how are you killing it so much on OfferUp?" You know that on OfferUp you could list stuff and you could actually ship out stuff. And that's one of the things that people are like, "Wow, I did not know that. I thought OfferUp was just for local." Yeah, you could sell it locally, but you could also sell smaller stuff where you could ship out. You could print out the label. They pay for shipping, and off it goes. So don't limit yourself on where you could sell. I mean, I've made sales on Instagram. I've made sales on TikTok. People always laugh and they say like, "Wow, Luis, how can you sell on TikTok?" I post reels, all my videos on TikTok on sometimes when I'm at the thrift stores and I buy stuff. And certain people say, "Oh man, I saw that sweater that you like that you have. Do you still have it?" They'll DM me. If I still have it, we make the deal. They send me the money through PayPal. I ship it out to them, and boom, there goes another item I just sold, and another piece that's out of my inventory. So don't limit yourself on where you could sell because there's always ways for you to sell. Like I said, I do it online. I do it locally. I go to the pop ups. I do flea markets sometimes. And like I said, the how can I'm not how am I gonna word this? The possibilities I'm not gonna say they're endless, but there's always a way to make profit. You just need to see and find different ways to market yourself and different platforms and different ways to get your inventory out and to sell it. That's just the way I see it. So people are asking me, Dan Luis, I've seen that you changed your whole channel, you revamped everything, your logo and everything. Yeah, this is just me marketing myself because people were asking, like, wow, Luis, you're just doing your thing. And yeah, this just part of what I'm doing. So hopefully all this information I'm sharing, you guys find it helpful. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at Cali Luis on Instagram. Leave me a comment down below on this video, and I will answer your question as soon as possible. I know some people always ask me, "Hey, Luis, I appreciate you answering me. I'll message other sellers, and they never message me back." I mean, like I said, I can't speak for anybody else because everybody is on a different schedule. Other resellers may be really busy, or they have a full time job, and they do reselling has passive income as well. So be patient. Sometimes I do respond back. Like I said, I try to respond back accordingly. Other people might not respond back as quickly as you would want to, but I'm sure they will get to you as soon as they can if they within their, if they have time to. So, but yeah, guys, definitely always keep your mind, open for sourcing. And like I said, another way that I've sourced to hit up family members, friends, say, hey, you got any stuff laying around that you don't want anymore or you're thinking of getting rid of? That's another way that you could get rid of stuff. DVDs, video games, clothes. I mean, electronics. I've gotten electronics from friends that they don't need anymore. And sometimes they don't even want no money. They just give it to you because they feel that you're doing them a favor by taking all this stuff out of the house that they don't have to worry about. So that's just another way to get inventory as well. So always look for ways to get inventory. You never know. You'll get inventory sometimes at the least place you would expect to get. Sometimes you could be walking down the street and people just pull stuff out in the front on the front of the sidewalk. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with the items and like, oh man, there you go. Bam, pick it up, list it, and boom, it's gone. So don't ever sell yourself short. Some people say, well, I don't have the capital to start reselling, Luis. How can I do this? Start off by selling stuff you have in your home that you don't use anymore. You have some Nikes that you haven't worn in 5, 6 years. There you go. Clean them up if they're dirty, if they're good condition. List them, get them out, make some profit off of that. So you get some money to reinvest into your reselling, and then you keep going and you keep going like that. You'll with those Nikes that you sold, you're gonna get some money for you to go sourcing, get some more inventory to take pictures, list, and then hopefully sell those things. Just gonna use an example. Say those Nikes you have in your closet bring you 50, $60. Okay, after fees, be looking say $60, you're looking at about 40, about 50 something, about 52 bucks. 50 bucks with shipping, if they pay shipping, but just just kind of just putting it out there, and that's money that you have now to source. So now you take 30 of that, go out there, get some inventory. Just remember, try to buy low and sell high. And another way to know if something is worth picking up is make sure you check the comps on eBay. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people just go in blind buying everything and thinking, oh, yeah, this will sell. Well, I think that will sell, because sometimes if you just think it would sell, it might sometimes just backfire you. And then that item sits in your house for 2 or 3 years without moving. So, like I said, once you've done this for a few years, you grow a reseller instinct that we call, where just by looking at something, or you get familiar with certain brands that you already know that are going to make you money. So it's just like everything. You just got to learn the game. You got to learn the ins and outs of it. And after that, I'm not going to say it's easy, but it just becomes more natural, where now just by, you don't even have to look it up. You can just by looking at it, you already know, okay, I've sold this before. This is going to make me about 40, $30, $40, just estimate. You throw it in there, and that's how you source. Just keep your, how can I say, just keep it within reason, and don't go empty all your bank account on everything because you see another reseller say, oh yeah, I make $10,000 in one week. Yeah, there's some resellers that are killing it, and but you got to remember, their network is so big. They've been doing this for years. They have 10,000 listings on eBay or whatever, or they have workers that help them do all the work. So make sure you do this reselling within your reason. Don't go over your head on it and go broke, because I've seen it millions of times, where people ask questions and I answer them. And they always tell me, oh, yeah, I got $1,000 to invest into the reselling. I want to double it. I was like, okay, I got to stop them for a second and be like, look, this is what's going to be. You got to take maybe 500 from that, save the other 500. Go out there, find some inventory. You just remember, you buy low, sell high. Give it a try like that. So like that, if it doesn't, give you results, at least you're not out $1,000. You can just say, okay, I had a $500 that I was able to play with. Okay, I made my money back, or okay, I made 800 bucks. So cool, I made $300 profit. Okay. So now you're like, okay, cool. Now I can pull those $300 out, put those $500 back to my savings, and then go out there and buy some more inventory. It's like I said, it's happened where people have told me that they've gone in blind, get into it, or they get into the Amazon pallets, and then they have 20, 30 pallets that they don't know what to do with them. They're lost, they get overwhelmed, and then they start thinking like, wow, how do I move all this inventory? I need help. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know where to start. And it does happen. There's a lot of sellers locally here in my area that have reached out to me that I've known for years, that I find at the thrift stores, at the flea markets, that have called me, and I've gone down there and see what they have. And sometimes they're so new to all this that they're not doing the research, where I tell them, okay, you have to break this pallet down, separate the stuff that is good on this side, and separate the stuff that's broken, is not good on that side. And you'll be surprised with some of these pallets. Sometimes you'll get like 5 items that are good, and the rest is just stuff that you can go sell at the flea market. And it just happened because they jumped in blindly thinking, I want to make thousands of dollars just like all these other resellers on YouTube or all that. But like I said, a lot of the resellers are very knowledgeable. They know what sells, and they try to do their research before they jump into anything to make big purchases. So don't be afraid to ask. I always tell people, feel free to reach out. People always reach out to me all the time for different questions, or they have a hard time finding a listing, or finding comps. And I love to look up comps all the time. It's very soothing for me. That's my therapy. So definitely don't be afraid to reach out to me and say, hey, Luis, I need some help with this. Can you help me look for some comps? I can't find anything. I don't know what the name of it is. And definitely, I always love a good challenge. So, but yeah, if you guys are enjoying these episodes, I do appreciate the love and support always. And like I said, I will start doing these live pretty soon, where I'll start bringing on some guests, and we'll talk about different topics, reselling, and not just reselling, but definitely just about everyday life and just what's going on, if there's anything interesting going on in the world. But like I said, mostly we're out here grinding. We're doing what we got to do. To shout out to everyone out there that's putting in the work. I know there's a lot of great resellers out there that are doing it. Too many to name, but shout outs and much love and respect to everyone staying on the grind and staying focused. And definitely we'll be knocking these out some more. So hopefully you guys enjoy watching this. Like I said, you guys have any questions, drop a comment down below. Let me know if what other topics you guys want me to talk about. Or if I just want to say hello to me, feel free to drop a comment down below. Say, hey, Luis, how you doing? Keep rocking it. So definitely you guys can watch this here on YouTube, and you could also catch me on the replay on Spotify as well. Want to shout out to Spotify. Thank you so much. Thanks to everyone on Spotify that's been listening and checking out my podcast as well. So definitely just bringing this over now to the YouTube side, and we're going to continue to grow this. We're just going to continue to go. Some people say, Luis, well, what are you going to talk about? Every podcaster that does reselling talks about the same thing. Yeah, we all might talk about the same stuff, but we all have different ways of explaining stuff or saying stuff. So everyone has a different journey. Everyone does it differently. I'm not going to be doing something that the other resellers do. I'm not going to be doing what this reseller is doing. I could just be me, you know. I'm just a California man, born and raised in California. Been doing this since I was a kid, and I'm still doing it, you know. Like I said, if I can do it, anybody could do it. My son's learning how to do it right now as well. He's 10 years old, so definitely something good to learn to help you make some passive income. And who knows, you might make this into your everyday, you know, way of living. A lot of us that don't do it and have been doing it for many years, can make a good living doing the reselling as well. So definitely keep your mind open. If this is your first time coming to my channel and you're listening to this, welcome. I'm Cali Luis, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me here. Drop a comment, or you can follow me on Instagram at Cali Luis 909. Drop me a Like I said, drop me a message. I'll post my link tree down below. So if anybody wants to reach out to me or check out what I do on my social media, or if you guys want to purchase this cool hat, the link will be down below as well. Or if you rather me send you an invoice through PayPal, send me a message on Instagram, and we could work that out and get that out to you as soon as possible. And to everyone that's been buying the hats, thank you guys so much for the support. I'm glad to see all of you guys are starting to receive the hats. I've been getting the messages and seeing the videos. So thank you guys so much. I do appreciate the love and support. So we'll definitely be back here about for the next one. Sorry, guys, I haven't done this more consistently. I just had a lot going on, but I'm definitely going to try to do this week on a weekly basis. So let's keep it pushing, guys. Let's keep it going, and I hope you guys have a great week. Keep listing. Let's crush it. Stay positive. Like I said, we all have our ups and downs. Some days we do a good killing on selling on the platforms. Other days we might just sell one or two items, but you know what? That's just part of the game. Let's just keep listing. Let's keep pushing all that stuff out. Let's like I said, don't just sit there and watch your death pile while you're just chilling and watching Netflix all day, because that's not going to help you. You know, if you're going to watch Netflix, grab some stuff. Take pictures while you're not watching Netflix. At least you're being productive where you're taking pictures. Or you could start doing drafts on your eBay for your listings that you have, and then take the pictures after you're done. Like that, you can just take pictures, boom, attach it, do your listing, and boom, post your listing. So definitely just be motivated. Try to stay motivated, guys. I know it's hard. I know we just got over the pandemic, and some people are still having a hard time getting back on their feet. But you know what? This is 2023. It's February. Let's get started, man. Let's go. If this is your wake up call, wake up, get your ass up. Let's go. Put your ass in motion. Get it going. There's no its or buts. All right, guys. I'm Cali Luis. I'll see you guys on the next one.